Once upon a time, deep within the lush, green jungle, all of its inhabitants were very worried. A mysterious hole had appeared at the heart of their beloved home, and no animal knew how it got there or the strange things it did. The hole was peculiar because it seemed to grow bigger each day. Trees were tilting into it, and the grass around it became dry and brittle. Yet there was no sign of what had caused this odd phenomenon. Penny the parrot, with her bright emerald feathers, was the first to notice it while flying high over the jungle. She called for an urgent meeting, and all the animals gathered together. "It gets bigger every day," squawked Penny nervously. "We'll all be doomed if we don't figure out how to stop it." Leo, the king of the jungle, stood tall and confident. "We must work together," he commanded. "There's only one way to solve a mystery, by coming together as one." The animals were determined to solve the mystery, and they set off to investigate. Zara pranced to the edge of the hole, her keen eyes looking for clues. Timothy took his time pondering. What if the hole is hungry? Maybe we need to feed it something to stop it from growing larger. That gave Peter the python an idea. "Why don't we try feeding it bananas? I've spotted heaps of them by the river bank." Without delay, the animals gathered bananas and hurled them into the hole. Astonishingly, the hole was not interested in bananas. Despite their efforts, it continued growing, forcing the animals to think of another solution. Timothy, wise as always, suggested talking to the elder owl, a bird known for his wisdom. When they explained the predicament to the elder owl, he nodded sagely. "Sometimes remedies come from nature herself. Let nature heal what nature harms. Allow me some time to think." The next morning, the elder owl returned with advice. "Plant seeds around the hole," he decreed. "Bring back life to the soil, and let the jungle's own spirit close the hole." The idea sounded simple, yet promising. Following his advice, the animals planted seeds around the hole, nurturing them with care. Days passed, and to their delight, the seeds blossomed into vibrant plants. The roots held firm, and the earth healed, sealing back the dreaded hole. The green jungle was saved through cooperation and trust. Every animal cheered and hugged each other, grateful for their united efforts to protect their home. And so, balance was restored, and the jungle thrived once more. From then on, the animals remembered that they were strongest when working together. The hole taught them a valuable lesson. No mystery was too grand if faced with friendship and teamwork. One bright morning, in a little village surrounded by whispering woods, a curious young rabbit named Ralph was playing in his garden. Ralph loved the colors and sounds of the world around him, but today something peculiar caught his ear. Tap, 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 went the unfamiliar sound. Ralph's long ears perked up. "What is that sound?" he wondered aloud. With a heart full of curiosity, Ralph decided to find out. After all, a detective must follow curious sounds to their source. So off he hopped, through the garden gate and into the field filled with daisies. As Ralph hopped, the tapping sound grew clearer and clearer. So off he hopped, through the garden gate and into the field filled with daisies. As Ralph hopped, the tapping sound grew clearer and clearer. He trotted past the bubbling brook where the frogs sang in tune, but stopped when he realized they were not the source. Nearby, Ralph met his friend, Sally the squirrel, busily gathering acorns. "Sally, have you heard that tap, tap, tap?" Ralph asked. Sally paused, with acorn in hand, and listened. "Oh yes," she chattered. "It sounds like it's coming from the old oak tree. Want to find out together?" Off they went, Ralph and Sally, venturing towards the echoing sound. As they approached the towering oak, they noticed Spike the woodpecker striking rhythmically against the tree. "Hello, Spike. What are you doing?" called Ralph, his pink nose twitching. "Ah, good day, friends," chirped Spike enthusiastically. "I'm making a nest here in this fine old tree. Tap, tap, tap lets me carve the perfect home and find some tasty bugs." Ralph and Sally watched in admiration. "Wow," said Ralph. "So that's what it is. You're such a skill builder, Spike." Thank you, Spike replied with a bow. It's important to be curious, like you, Ralph. Always ask when you don't know something. That's how we learn. Ralph felt proud, and his fur ruffled happily in the breeze. From now on, I'll be even more curious, said Ralph, smiling joyfully. And so, Ralph and Sally, with a new appreciation for the familiar yet unseen wonders around them, headed home with a story to tell. An important lesson learned. Curiosity leads to wonderful discoveries. From that day on, whenever Ralph heard a new sound, he would smile and think, I wonder what that is, knowing another adventure was about to start. Once upon a time, in the heart of a vast and verdant jungle, there lived a wise old elephant named Elroy. Elroy was known far and wide for his gentle nature and sage advice. All the animals of the jungle would come to him for help and guidance. One sunny morning, as the dew glistened on the leaves, a young monkey called Max swung joyfully through the trees, but today he was in a bit of a muddle. Oh, Elroy, Max exclaimed, I'm feeling so frustrated. All the birds tease me because I can't fly like they do, and it makes me feel less important. Elroy, with kindness in his deep-set eyes, smiled warmly at Max. My dear Max, he rumbled. Every creature in this jungle has its own special gift. Let me tell you a secret. Even the tiniest ant contributes greatly to our wonderful world. Max listened intently as Elroy continued. Look at our friend, Ollie the owl. He doesn't fly during the day like the birds you admire, but at night, when the moon is high, he watches over the jungle with his keen eyes. Each one of us has something unique and valuable to offer. Thinking about what Elroy said, Max felt a little better, but he was still unsure. But Elroy, he asked, what if I never find my own special gift? Elroy chuckled softly. Ah, Max, sometimes